A 15-year-old boy sat in a bedroom in Scotland and broke into the most secure military network in the world. How did a teenager breach the Pentagon? And why did he say he was just looking for UFOs? In 2002, the U.S. government accused a teenager named Gary McKinnon of committing the biggest military computer hack of all time. Working alone from his small flat in North London, Gary reportedly accessed systems at NASA, the U.S. Army, Navy, Air Force, and the Department of Defense. The case sparked an international firestorm. Was he a dangerous hacker or just a curious kid with a modem and a mission? 2 decades later, it still matters. Cybersecurity, ethics, and the limits of law have only grown moral. Gary McKinnon began his online search in 2001. Obsessed with uncovering hidden knowledge, especially about UFOs, he used simple tools to scan for insecure computers. Over several months, he allegedly accessed nearly 100 U.S. government systems, exploiting weak passwords and open ports. Department of Justice, 2002. In some cases, officials say he left digital notes. One read, "Your security is crap." Another, "I'm not a malicious hacker." In March 2002, American authorities traced the intrusions back to an IP address in the UK. Scotland Yard raided McKinnon's home. He was arrested, and his personal computer was seized. The US requested his extradition, arguing that he caused over $700,000 in damage and endangered national security. McKinnon fought extradition for nearly a decade, claiming he was vulnerable and had been recently diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome. In 2012, then Home Secretary Theresa May blocked the extradition on human rights blocked. What would you notice? According to official court documents, McKinnon used a dial-up connection to access military systems that were poorly protected. Some had no passwords at all. The U.S. military alleged that his actions shut down critical systems, including weapons logs at a naval base. NASA claimed McKinnon deleted system files and left servers unusable for days. He denied causing any damage and said his intent was purely to find suppressed information. McKinnon told media outlets that he found folders labeled non-terrestrial officers and images of unidentified spacecraft. But none of this was independently. UK forensic investigators confirmed that his computer had accessed US systems, but noted there was no strong evidence of deliberate sabotage. Supporters argue McKinnon was a harmless hacker-turned-whistleblower, seeking truth in a sea of secrecy. They say the systems he accessed were shockingly unprotected, and that the U.S. overreacted. The U.S. government, however, maintains that intent doesn't erase impact. Even if McKinnon didn't steal classified files, they argue, he disrupted military operations and set a dangerous precedent. Some experts have questioned the reported damage totals, suggesting the numbers may have included general system repairs, not just direct hacking losses. Others point out that no classified data was proven stolen. The UFO claims remain unverified, with no recovered files publicly released to confirm his story. McKinnon's arrest deeply affected his family. His mother, Janice Sharp, became a prominent advocate, arguing that her son was vulnerable and not built for American prison. Her voice added pressure to the legal battle that followed. For U.S. officials managing national cybersecurity, the case was a wake-up call. A teenager from overseas had breached systems that were meant to be secure, some tied to national defense. For veterans and service members, especially those stationed at affected bases, even a temporary system failure caused stress and confusion. The fear wasn't just about this one breach, it was about how many, why it matters. This story sits at the edge of law, technology, and humanity. Think of a house left with the front door open. If someone walks in to look around, did they break in? Or did they trespass without stealing? Experts today use the McKinnon case as a cautionary tale. One side sees an ethical hacker, another sees a threat to national defense. Both agree. The digital age erased old borders. One laptop in a quiet room can now reach deep into another country's core. And there's another layer. How should the justice system treat neurodivergent individuals in complex tech cases? McKinnon's Asperger's diagnosis shaped not just the legal outcome, but the public conversation on fairness, risk, and intent. A British teenager used free tools and slow internet to access U.S. military systems. He claims he found hidden files. The US claims he caused chaos. Now, 2 decades later, the debate is still unsettled. Next, we ask, what happens if a similar breach occurs today? What's next? Scenarios. If a comparable attack happened in 2025, it would likely trigger an immediate international response. Cybercrime laws are now stricter. Extradition would be faster. Confidence high. Modern systems use stronger encryption and layered security. But some vulnerabilities still exist, especially in older or low-priority networks. Confidence medium. Cases involving neurodivergent defendants now receive more nuanced evaluation in UK courts, but outcomes vary widely depending on political pressure. And the broader question remains, if someone exposes weak spots without stealing data, are they helping or hurting? Outro and CTA. Respectful. Sometimes a story isn't just about law or damage, it's about how we define intent, responsibility, and truth in the digital age. If this story intrigued you, watch our next deep dive. The teen who built an AI to escape school, and what happened next. We'll continue to update this case if new information surfaces. All sources used are in the description, and we respect the privacy and humanity of everyone involved.